Welcome, friends, to our. Yeah, this will be airing on the 23rd. So, yeah, the Christmas episode.
Christmas episode.
Gotta check the calendar there. You look adorable.
Aw, thanks.
I probably could have gotten a little more Christmased up, but I couldn't find my Santa hat.
Yeah, that happens. I swear I have one somewhere too, which I never found, but I found the elf hat, and I found these antlers, and I found a different pair of like brown antlers. I knew where the brown antlers came from. These and that hat, no idea.
Interesting.
Yep, no clue. You just accumulate things.
Yeah, you pick things up. I will be getting, since it is the 14th today, we are recording this. I still have time. I will be. Oh, you've got Christmas cat. Your Christmas cat mug.
I just got Christmas cat out of the basement. I was like, oh, how have I not gotten a Christmas cat yet this year? And you can see that I did fix him last year. Look,
Yay!
can you tell where it is?
No, I cannot.
You
Magic.
can if you were looking at it in person, but
Probably. But I will be picking up an artificial tree for my apartment tomorrow.
Like a big full-size one or just a little guy?
Probably not excessively tall, maybe like a little 5-foot one. So not like tabletop, but like not gigantic.
Yeah. Medium
So
size.
that's part of the plan. Because my mom, I have ornaments that I have accumulated, just ones that I bought to put on the family tree. I have a Doctor Who one, and I have a couple Beatles ones, so those are mine. And my mom gave me a couple ones that when she was decorating the tree at their house this year, she was like, I don't know if I really want this anymore. So I got a bag full of hand-me-down ornaments plus some of my own old ones. So we've got that.
Yeah.
But before we get into any of our sort of Christmas-themed questions/discussions that I have slated for today, I would like to discuss your abrupt transformation into a gamer.
I know we're 3 minutes in, but I've kind of reached my limit on these.
You know, you had them on, and that's what counts.
Before you dig into things. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a gamer. I've been playing Kirby for 2 days.
Yeah, but you went out and you bought an entire Switch and 6 games.
5 games.
Still.
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking at getting one for a really long time though. It's one of those things that periodically I would open up Best Buy or whatever and just kind of look at it and think, and they're like, no, you don't need it.
And the thing is, how did this never come up, between the two of us before, a couple weeks ago, and then you immediately getting one?
Well, because it wasn't really serious about it, I guess, until a few weeks ago.
So I'm corrupting you. Wonderful.
I was more window shopping, not really seriously considering it. But the thing is, I get myself a Christmas present every year, and normally that Christmas present is my craft event calendar, because those are not cheap.
Yes, and you did not like the design this year, correct?
Yeah. Correct. I didn't do it this year because they were doing Christmas ornaments, and I just didn't. I'm a fan of them. I don't like doing the little things like that either. So
that's fair.
Oh, now I got an opening. I gotta get myself a Christmas present. Oh, I've been eyeballing that for a while. I only intended to get 2 games, and then it was 3, and then it was 2 more.
I absolutely love it. What are you thinking of Kirby thus far?
So what's really funny is so when I got the Google Calendar update saying you put in the questions for today, and I opened it up and I saw that on there, the transformation thing. I started laughing because I was thawing Harley's mouse earlier, and I was like, oh, I got 15-20 minutes to kill while I'm waiting for this to thaw out. I'll sit down and play Kirby for 15-20 minutes.
How'd that work out for you?
Well, when I saw the calendar update, I had just put it down after 3.5 hours.
So someone's having fun.
And I was like, oh, it just struck me as very funny because, I was like, well, and I had to throw that mouse away. It was sitting in the water the whole time.
Oopsies.
Well, because, I sat on the couch and then the cats came and laid with me and I was so comfy. And I think I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Gradually figuring stuff out. finally making it through every stage, getting all the hidden Waddle Dees.
Yes! Oh my god. Wait, I'm trying to remember. Have you gotten to the first boss yet?
Oh yeah, I'm. Well, because I'm playing it on easy right now, because I just wanted to
Oh,
kind of
see,
go
I
through
am
it.
I am not, but I am also a hashtag gamer. But I think I might have gotten to the second or maybe third boss, second or third. But this is your first time playing a Kirby game, correct?
I mean, I did when I was a kid, but I don't really remember.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no. I love Forgotten Land so much. It's so cute. It's
And
abs- Look,
it's kind of funny how much I like end up yelling out loud.
got a little
Like
corb.
it's like, oh no, Kirby, no, you got it, buddy. Like
No,
start.
literally, like, oh my god, I love him so much. No, actually, I will post pictures of these, even though you kind of can't tell what they are at this point. Kyle and I made gingerbread cookies because duh. But he found these cookie cutters that like someone made with like a 3D printer that are designed to look like all of the things that or most of the things that like Kirby like transforms into in Forgotten Land. So like vending machine Kirby, like paraglider Kirby, car Kirby. So we made Kirby gingerbread cookies and like put pink icing on them,
Nice.
which was absolutely delightful. And since he is going down to Florida, where his parents are for the actual December 25th, we did presents early, and he got me a one of the things he got me was a gigantic plush of Kirby just holding up a little heart,
Oh, nice.
slowly accumulating a collection of things featuring the little pink boy himself. Love
Yeah,
him
I'm
so
definitely
much.
forming a strong bond with Kirby at this point.
He's friend shaped, you know.
He's just adorable.
How can you not love him? Yeah. Are you a big completionist with the levels? Like you have to replay it until you get all
Well,
the hidden.
I kind of want to, but again, right now my major goal is because I haven't really played video games much since the Sega Genesis.
Mm.
So there's just been a lot of changes in terms of number of buttons and graphics, and my hands aren't like used to controls and stuff like they used to be as a kid. So I'm right now my thought is just kind of keep going, seeing how the different things are, and then I'm gonna start it over from the beginning from hard.
It honestly is the cruelest thing that they're like among like the different like handhelds and consoles. The X and Y buttons always seem to be like flopping places.
Mm,
Just make it like standardize it, please. I'm begging you.
yeah.
Cause like when I start like I'll start playing like something on my old Xbox, like I still play the Batman Arkham games because duh, they're awesome, and the X and Y are in the opposite positions, and then I'll go back to playing my Switch, and I'm just like oh shit, because I'll like get used to the layout of one and then have to switch for the layout of the other.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't. To me, it's not automatic yet. I still sometimes have to think about which button does what.
Mm,
So,
yeah, I mean I have that for a couple minutes when I like a little while when I start doing something new, but I would say it is definitely very intuitive for me at this point.
yeah, not so much me. So I'm again just working through it. Like, it bothers me when I get to the end of a stage and then I'm like, oh, I didn't do this thing or that thing, and like I definitely was missing a bunch of the hidden Waddle Dees like in the earlier ones, but.
They're so cute.
And there were a couple that I bypassed because I'm like, I literally have no idea how to help you, buddy. Quit yelling at me.
Yeah, no, and I love the that slowly rebuilding the little village. It's the cutest goddamn thing. What do I
Yeah.
need to do to live there?
Yeah. I like going to my little house, take a little nap,
You know,
and
have you
then
noticed
go to the bed.
have you noticed that if you're fire Kirby, you can light the fireplace in your house?
Oh, that's fun.
It's delightful. You can also if you're like exploring around in the Waddle Dee town, you can go like up on the roofs and everything and you can enter your house through the chimney. Like a Mario like warp tube.
Be like a little Santa.
Yeah.
Very seasonally appropriate.
Oh, Kirby, I would die for you.
Yeah, right now I figure I'm just gonna stick with one game at a time, because then by the time I'm done with that or tired of it, it's like, hey, look, a new game, you know?
What do you think is your net like what would your next top pick be? Because I heavily encourage you to play Kirby because I love the boy.
Yeah. I can't decide between Mario Kart and Sonic.
Hmm.
Because Sonic is very much the nostalgia thing for me, because that was my favorite as a kid.
I have no opinions on Sonic almost because I never really played any of those games as a kid, and I'm sure if I played them now I would enjoy them, but I don't have the nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
Same thing
No,
with like Crash Bandicoot. Like I love like the platform like and I mean it's
that
not
was
tech
more like N64.
yeah, it's not and it's also not technically a platformer anymore
Yeah.
because it's the the whole change but like those types of games like I'm sure I would enjoy a Crash Bandicoot game but I don't like I never played it as a kid. I don't have any particular connection to it.
Yeah, I never played that one because it was one of the game consoles we didn't have. It was like N64 or GameCube would have been too far in the future. One of those, something like that,
I
that we didn't
don't
have.
think I didn't have a console until the Wii.
It's funny to me because sometimes I still think of that as a new console, which
I
I know. But
fucking love the Nintendo Wii so much and I am like it infuriates me that it genuinely was such a great console and it had so many great games and like a lot of them like there was some that like got really good like kind of good reception from the gaming community like Super Mario Galaxy in particular was awesome but like it wasn't what was popular at the time because like Call of Duty and shit was having a real hot moment when the Wii was released and I just feel like it wasn't appreciated as much as it should have been or that like its hype died out really fast after it was released because it wasn't picking up games like Call of Duty and having releases for the Wii, or at least not really. I still have a Nintendo Wii. I will never sell it.
that was one of those things I thought about getting to, like when it first came out,
Mm-hmm.
just like I did with the Switch. But that one I never quite got the little push over the.
Oh, I love my Nintendo. I love my Nintendo Wii so much. I will never ever get rid of it.
I think one of the things that's like kind of kept me away from games is because the popular ones have been things like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed and Grand Theft Auto, all these things that involve just like killing and realistic killing in a lot of cases, and that to me is just not fun.
That's for actually only tangentially related. Apparently, some of the Assassin's Creed video games are so accurate to the locations that because like some of them like take place in like real cities, like in like Italy and I think it's like Italy
Yeah.
and France and shit. And
Mhm.
apparently, they are so the maps that they put in game are so accurate that I once saw this Tumblr post, and if I can find it, I will link it. Where this guy was like, "Oh yeah, like my class, we were like in a we went on a class trip around like like we were in Italy or something and we got lost and this one kid was able to lead us through a bunch of like back alleyways to exactly where we were supposed to be and we were like have you been here before like and he's like no I just play Assassin's Creed and he knew all the and like he knew the way back to where they were supposed to be from that
Hmm.
and like I hope to God that's real because what a fun story.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of those games are works of art. I just, to me, that's not like a way I like to spend my spare time.
That's
But
I could never get
some
it.
little chubby little pink dude, sure,
Pink boy.
that's
I
adorable.
could
That's
never
lovely.
get into Call of Duty because the competitive aspect of it is just simply not fun for me. It's like anything where I'm competing against other people in real time. Oh, I hate it. I can't stand those types of games because I like want to be like, top on the board and like I'm not because I don't like these kinds of games and I don't play them and it's just really stressful and brings out all of my worst competitive traits. So I don't do that. But I am honestly not opposed to a fair amount of murder in some of the games that I play.
I prefer my violence cartoon,
That's
I
fair.
guess.
That's incredibly fair. Um,
I did find that game that was based on the Star Trek Prodigy series that's rated E for everyone, so I'm really excited to see what that's like.
what
I
is
just kind of
that?
randomly, huh?
Should I know what that series is and why it's
No,
weird that it's
it's a newer one, like one of the ones they made for Paramount Plus, but it's like it's a cartoon and it's for kids primarily. But they brought back the character of Janeway, which was the captain on Star Trek Voyager, and she's my favorite captain, like actually voicing her character on the show.
Oh, banger.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, they made a game out of it. That's lovely. You get to explore new worlds and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's nice.
I love that for you. Well, that sounds delightful. Um. Okay, so we can go right into the questions, but I also just have this thing that, like, I think the last time we did a Christmas episode, we were talking about, like, oh, is XYZ a Christmas movie? For example, Die Hard.
Yeah.
And I just want to, before we get into any sort of formal question, I just want to discuss this opinion that my sister has espoused on more than one occasion, that Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You shouldn't really be considered a Christmas song because it's not about Christmas, it's just about thirst. I don't know if this is an opinion she stands by, but it is something that she has said on more than one occasion, and and maybe it's kind of mean for me to just sit here and be like, let's talk about how wrong she is, but, like, let's do that.
No, it's really a Christmas song. First of all, Mariah Carey herself would say that.
100%.
Self-identified Queen of Christmas.
And here's the thing. I get real pissed about people not giving Halloween its time, as we've seen, but I do love all of the memes about, like, Mariah Carey defrosting as soon as it ticks over to November 1st.
Yeah.
Those are funny.
Yeah. But, there are a lot of Christmas songs about what people want for Christmas, just because that one happens to be about wanting a person.
Mm-hmm.
There's like that old song, I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas.
Yeah, I fucking hate that song. Oh, that would have been such a good idea. Christmas song tier list.
I've had the same Christmas song in my head for like 5 days, and it's one of my favorites, but I can't.
What is it?
Oi to the World by the Vandals.
Oh, see. Oh, shit, my headphones just died. 2 seconds.
Yeah. I can just start singing the song. Not really. Nobody wants to hear that.
Tried to give them a little juice before we started recording, and I was hoping it was going to be enough, but clearly I was mistaken. So, just going to take 1 second here. And I don't know if it's still recording your voice as I do this. That'll be a fun little surprise for me to find out in post.
Oh. Interesting. I didn't think about that.
These headphones are falling apart, but the sound quality is still wonderful, so...
They work, that's all
Go
that matters.
Bose, I guess.
Hey, you heard me?
Alright. Oh, Jesus. Change some...
This will be fun for you to watch back later.
My life is a mess. There we go. Change settings on Discord. No, not mute. Oh, perfect. No, here. Change my output capture. Alright, fantastic. Should be good.
Super.
And now I do all my awkward little adjustments that I normally do off camera. But, it's my own damn fault.
But I've had Oi to the World in my head for like 5 days.
I am very sorry.
I love that song. I'm gonna lose my mind. I can't stop it.
It does happen to the rest of us. Or to the best of us, rather.
And one of the things that makes me very sad about that song, so it's been around for like...
Sorry, I have a very weird thing about, like, when my hair is underneath the cup part of the headphones, so I, have to make a bazillion little adjustments so that is not happening. Please continue speaking. I'm explaining why I'm fidgeting so much.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, audio listeners, you can't see that.
the album, it's like the title track from an album that they released in like 1996, but No Doubt covered it in like the early to mid aughts,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the version that everybody knows, and it drives me insane.
I'm very sorry.
So like anybody who's ever heard, like if I say "Oi to the World," if anyone's ever heard it, they're like, "Oh, the No Doubt song." I'm like, no,
Ain't
it's a song
that
by legendary punk band The Vandals.
ain't that just the way it is on this bitch of an earth?
Right? I feel like that's one of the things in life that's so little but so irritating when people think the cover is the original, which I feel like happens a lot.
Oh, thing I realized recently. Did you know that fucking Ghost covered an ABBA song and like put it on one of their albums?
That sounds fun.
Love them. Love them so
I
much.
listened to a Ghost song yesterday.
You did? Which
I
one?
I don't remember. I can look. I was listening to the combo playlist for us that Spotify made.
Wait, did they make another one?
And the very first song on there, Respite on the Spitalfields.
Respite on the Spitalfields, fuck yeah!
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm gonna listen to some music while I'm doing some cleaning. I was like, oh, and you know what? Let me see, because I assume they've updated it. And that was the very first song on the list.
There's probably a decent amount of Ghost on there because Impera was one of my most listened to albums this entire year.
No, I think that's the only one. Yeah.
Interesting choice. I've definitely listened to Griftwood more times than I've listened to Respite on the Spitalfields, so... Okay.
Well, it's not the Spotify Wrapped combo list.
No, yeah, I know. I just still think that's a very interesting choice. If it's only gonna put one Ghost song on there.
Yeah, no, it's the only one. It's been a good mix so far.
I love that. I will have to look at this.
It also made me listen to Young Gravy and that Short King's Anthem.
Short King's Anthem is such a banger.
But it was very amusing because like I was listening to it and it'd be like, one of my punk songs, and then it would like
and then it would be Short King's Anthem.
Yeah. It was getting whiplash.
No, I put my like top 100 songs of the year on shuffle once when Kyle was hanging out, and he described my music taste as just like getting repeatedly punched in the face because there's so much happening. So
yeah, it was a fun time. You should listen to that playlist. And of course, it has some of the combo songs that both of us like. But what I found very amusing is it had Two of a Crime on there, but it was listed as like your song, not both of ours. I don't know how that works.
How the turntables?
But it doesn't make sense because like we both listen to it a lot. It's on playlists on both of our accounts, but it was only listed as yours.
Couldn't tell you. Could not tell you. Could just be a little computer error there. But
I was like, hey, wait a minute.
Wait a second. But yeah, no. How the turntables?
Yeah. Solid list. Weird playlist.
Our collective taste in music has so much happening. Oh, I sent you that thing today where supposedly, or I think I sent it to you. I sent it to a lot of people because I was really excited. I think I think Ghost is coming back to the U.S. in 2023, and I'm prepared to spend an embarrassing amount of money.
Oh no, you did not send that to me, unless it was through one of the like social apps or whatever, not texting.
Oh, I must have forgot. But yeah, that was the thing that made me excited today. And also yesterday, I definitely did text this to you. Yesterday I listened to their entire discography in under a 12-hour period.
Yes, that you did. I just saw that.
Girl, help, I'm hyperfixating.
You and me both. Hey, maybe next Bod Mod Day we can get matching Kirby tattoos.
Dude, don't put these ideas in my head, bestie.
Because what's the one, oh my god, I'm blanking on the word. When he swallows the wheel.
Oh, the
I can't think of the word.
Are you talking about like when he is the boat?
Yeah, when he was on the boat.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that would be it.
One of the cookie cutters we have is when he's the little like air cannon Kirby, because it's like part of a sign. Like it's like the O from a sign that fell down, or at least like that's the first time you can like use that as a power up. But yeah, the little like air cannon Kirby, so much.
I think it says like wheel mouth or what, I can't remember what the word is.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a fantastic tattoo.
Because he just cracks me up every time.
No,
Because again, I'm playing it on easy, so I'm probably much further than you are because of that.
I also just
So
like haven't had as many marathon play sessions as I would like to, but that's just because I got shit going on.
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be grading final papers. That's why I wasn't gonna open it till I was done grading, but
I pretended. Wow, I really am a bad influence on you. Whoopsies.
the thing that kicked it off is I went to Best Buy on Sunday, and I just had to look at them. Just had to do it.
No one can resist the Corb.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're both worse this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is, precisely why one of the taglines of this podcast is what it is. I was actually going to kind of do another thing about songs since found ourselves on the topic. Like, yeah, just favorite, other than the one that you mentioned that is driving you insane, some favorite Christmas songs?
When I listen to Christmas songs, they tend to be like bands that I already listened to who happen to make a Christmas song. Like that's what my.
All right, yeah, that's fair. I absolutely love, because this was a staple of my dad's maroon 2000 and something Chevy Trailblazer when we went to go get the Christmas tree. The John Denver album Rocky Mountain Christmas fucks so hard. I love it. Listen to it every year. And also, I would like to say that as much as Christmas is Mariah Carey's time, it is also Michael Bublé's time.
Because true, yeah.
The Michael Bublé Christmas album is another favorite of my household.
Did you listen to that song I sent you a few weeks back, the Pogue song? I texted you a link and I was like, this is the only acceptable Christmas song at this point in the year.
No, why do I not remember receiving that as a text message?
I don't know, you didn't respond to it, so maybe you didn't see it.
Oh.
But
well, I know what I will be doing tonight after we finish recording. Sorry, Dusty.
That's definitely a top Christmas song for me. Fairy Tale of New York. It's very vulgar.
I dig.
It's got the C word in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Last Christmas, bangs. Mm-hmm. Like, some 80s synth. I'm so majorly here for that. But yeah, anyone who hasn't heard Rocky Mountain Christmas, go listen to that entire album. It's awesome. Love John Denver so much.
By the way, I do have 3 beverages today.
Oh, wonderful. I only have 1.
I got my water. And then this was my vibes. It's cider.
Beautiful.
That I queued up. And caffeine. I found these like little boba things you get in 4-packs at Target.
It's like pre-made boba?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, the next time you visit, there's a place near me that has pretty banger boba. And I went there around Halloween and they had like a special and it was called like Vampire Bite or whatever. And it was like, I can't remember exactly what kind of tea it was, but it had like strawberry in it. It was delightful.
Yeah, I got this is like a passion fruit mango green tea.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good. It's not the same as going and getting it, but pretty nice.
Honestly, I'm here for that. Kyle is like disgusted by boba.
Weird.
Which
he doesn't like the texture of like sucking up little balls.
I guess not.
And having them pop in your mouth. You're the one making it weird.
That's debatable. No, he does not like the fact that it is Polly Pocket clothes that you can eat. like you can actually eat.
Uh,
Big sad. Um, oh, and also just other kind of random thought on the subject of like Christmas music. I'm not really a religious, I was raised Catholic, not really consider myself a religious person anymore, but so many like religious Christmas songs bang so hard.
mm-hmm.
Like, especially if like a full choir version, like Oh Holy Night goes so hard.
Yeah, like a choir version of what's it called? Carol, but
Carol of the Bells?
yes, thank you.
No, full choir version. The Latin lyrics to "O Come Let Us Adore Him" bang so hard.
Yeah, you can make most songs sound good with a full like good choir.
This one girl that Kyle, it's like his friend's girlfriend. Like again, no one that involved in this story is particularly religious or anything, but she found all of these like songs from like black churches with like the full choir and everything, and just put them and like compiled them into this giant playlist that's just called Gopsel instead of gospel. And then like it's all from a bunch of different artists too, so she like went through and like picked out all of the best renditions of these gospel hymns by these like African American like church choirs, and they like again not religious, they bang so hard. Like, yeah, it's good stuff. So, those are some opinions on Christmas music and music in general.
Yeah, I'm not super into Christmas music. I just pretty much play it when I'm like wrapping presents or something.
It feels sacrilegious not to.
Yeah.
Also, I have yet to watch The Muppet Christmas Carol this season. I need to get on that.
Yeah. I haven't gotten. I mean, I'll watch it closer to Christmas with my family.
Yeah, my two like must watches for this season are Christmas Vacation, obviously, and
Which
Muppet Christmas Carol.
we always watch Christmas Vacation on Thanksgiving as the kickoff to the season. So
Very appropriate. There's also
it is
another
much.
thing I really want to watch that I have yet to see. There is a like horror comedy that is also a musical that is set around Christmas that is called Anna and the Apocalypse, and it is about a zombie apocalypse.
That sounds familiar.
And it looks just like such a wild good time. So that is very high on my list of things to watch before the month is out.
Yeah. Yeah, my only real essentials are Christmas Vacation, Muppet Christmas Carol, and my mind just went blank. Hold on. Scrooged.
Oh yeah, how's that mild cognitive impairment going for you, bud?
Great. Better than last week.
I was about to say, any improvement?
Yeah. Gradually. Getting there.
So not in blinding pain at all times of the day?
Yeah. More intermittent now. Yeah, I hit a peak last Thursday when we were doing the live stream, which by the time this gets posted will be 9 days ago, but
And I couldn't even tell when we were recording, so like, good on you.
yeah, no, I was struggling. I was sitting there, I was like, what would happen if I just said, hey, can we just stop doing this now?
I would have said absolutely go take care of yourself. Love you, bestie, but I couldn't
like,
tell.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you're fine, just keep going, you're good, just keep smiling.
I mean, the thing is, as people will have most certainly seen by the time this is airing, I had a lot to say. I had a lot to say about Color Out of Space.
Yeah, and I figured, like, you would probably have more to say about it than I did. So it kind of worked out. But I was like, oh, yeah, she can just keep talking. And you're like, oh, if you have notes. I'm like, no, go ahead.
I know that I can be the irony of like me as a human being is that I am both a conversational vampire in that I must be explicitly invited to participate, but once I have been explicitly invited to participate, I am a conversational steamroller, in that I just don't stop talking. It is a very interesting combination of traits.
Speaking of vampires, I was looking into getting a Roomba And I was thinking, like, what would be a good name for it? Because you give it a name in the app. And I was like,
Obviously.
which vampire from What We Do in the Shadows would I name it after? Because I enjoy the name Laszlo, but I think it would be really funny to name it Colin Robinson.
No, Colin Robinson would love having a Roomba named after him because, like, I'm sure there's so many little things that can go wrong with a Roomba and, like, maybe you trip over it a lot. Like, he would love that.
Mm-hmm.
My parents got, oh my god, I should start coming up with a fun name because my parents got a Roomba, but they haven't set it up yet because there's been so much crap just, like, being moved around in our house that there's no point in like, my parents' house, that there's no point in them doing, like, the mapping now when they're, like, still getting the layout of like post renovation layout like figured out. But I should start coming up with fun potential Roomba names because God knows I'm gonna be the one that's tasked with actually like setting that up. Because
Yeah,
it's no way my parents are gonna do that themselves.
I was thinking about vampires because they suck. So that was my thinking.
Honestly,
so I was like, oh, vampire names.
Genius, no notes.
Or I could pick one from the movie too.
You could. I would say Vladislav.
I mean, that's a bit of a mouthful.
Which I think is what makes it funny, but that's just my weird sense of humor.
That's why I feel like Colin Robinson is.
There we go.
It's so long.
So I think this is a question that has definitely come up on a podcast Christmas episode before. It might not have been the last one. It might have been the first one I ever did with Maddie. But whether or not this has come up before, should you empty out your stockings, assuming that that's the thing that like your household does, before or after you open presents on Christmas?
So my family hasn't done stockings since I was like in high school.
Interesting.
Which bummed me out because I always looked forward to that as a kid, like what fun little things are in here, but they just kind of stopped like 20 years ago. So, but back when we had them, we always did it beforehand because it's like an appetizer.
See, my house always did it afterwards. And I don't, like, I feel like I would need more of we definitely need a bigger sample size to know, like, what most people do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I necessarily have an opinion. I mean, I would say afterwards just because that's what I've always done. But I have heard, and this is a pro tip for all the people who, God, it's weird to think that there are people, potentially, who listen to this podcast that have children. That's
possible.
It's possible. Kind of a horrifying thought, but it's possible. But you put the stockings like on the kid's doorknob or whatever, and tell them like, oh, because like kids wake you up at fucking whatever butt crack of dawn on Christmas morning, but you tell them like, oh, you can open your stocking, but you can't come get us out of bed until X hour, you little gremlin. So you use the stockings to like shut the kids up for a little while so they don't get you up at 5 a.m.
It's supposed to be hung over the fireplace.
How many houses have a fireplace anymore?
My parents' house does.
And here's the thing, my parents' house does too, but it is non-functional.
Oh, my parents had gas logs installed years ago.
Oh, that's fun. Ours just doesn't have anything in it, like, at all, period. Because I don't know why. I think our chimney got, like, blocked up, like, purposely. Like, they blocked it off. I don't know why. And I guess it's kind of expensive to get that fixed. And I was like, and it's in a weird, like, room of our house where it's, like, it's not, like, the, like, what you call the living room, like, where everybody hangs out. It's in the kind of, like, entryway, so it's, like, what would be the point? Yeah. Like, if we were all gonna, like, if it was actually, like, in a room where everyone could, like, sit around and enjoy it, like, I would say, like, my mom was like, yeah, that'd be worth it, but it's not, so. But that is where the stockings reside in my parents' house, but I kind of understand the using it so your little goblins don't wake you up at 5 a.m. Like, I get
I mean,
it.
we always just had a rule: you can't wake up until like 7 or something.
Yeah, but you know, kids are impatient and stupid.
Yeah. No, I mean, it used to be like one of my favorite parts of Christmas morning would be like to wake up and then like next door to my brother's room and you know, and we'd be like daring each other to go down and like, oh, I dare you to go look under the tree, like go see.
No, okay, literally, I am 24 years old. The last Christmas, even though, like, it's gotten to the point where my sister and I stay up later than my parents do. So, like, after the Christmas Eve party, because that's always hosted at our house, it's gotten to the point where it's like, girls, get the fuck upstairs so Santa can come. And then, of course, my, like, mom, like, my dad, again, my sister is 21. I am 24. He still, like, beckons us down and is like, you can look, but you can't open anything. Santa came. I'm like, thanks. And, like, our mom still signs everything from Santa. It's so cute.
My mom does too.
Like,
Everything's from Santa.
yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's funny how there was like a progression as I got older. Because like at first it was okay, go upstairs. I gotta like bring the stuff down, and then it was like, hey, help me bring all the stuff down. Like, and then it's just already out by the time I get there, like 2 days before Christmas. Sometimes
Yep.
it's a real progression.
Um, do you bother with making breakfast, like, formal breakfast on Christmas morning? Fascinating.
It's like a plan.
Interesting.
Like,
It's never like there will be breakfast, but it's not like a we're all gonna sit down and have pancakes like type deal.
oh yeah,
Or
not like
like
a but
it hasn't been for or like it wasn't when I was a kid, or at least I don't remember it being. Why, what's your deal?
I mean, I, my mom hasn't made the same recipe twice in the last few years, but like trying out like a different like, oh, I found this like breakfast casserole recipe, or oh, why don't we make omelets with like shrimp and so we usually make something that have mimosas with it.
I love that. The past couple years since my sister and I are like I don't know when this started, but definitely when we were both adults. My mother has made a banger quiche, and that is delightful. And also, my mom always does this thing because whenever we do the Christmas Eve party, she always makes scalloped potatoes as one of the sides. She will always reheat the scalloped potatoes the next morning, like the leftovers, and have them for breakfast on Christmas morning. It's just like her thing at this point, which, like, all right, whatever. The woman loves scalloped potatoes, and I honestly can't blame her. They're
And potatoes are
baller.
good for a lot of breakfast too, like hash browns and whatnot. So
You do have a point. But
that's
yeah,
close enough.
yeah, I don't know. I do kind of just like to get right to like obviously I'll like, I have a caffeine addiction like anyone, but so I like, make the tea. But I kind of just like to get right to the action.
Yeah, the older I've gotten, the like longer and longer we wait
Which
to
like
open the
yeah, like
like
I do get that and like especially now that my sister and I are both like adults,
yeah,
like, you go get your quiche.
yeah. Well, I'm 13 years ahead of you. Maybe you'll end up where I am as well. I just like I have time.
This is very possible.
Yeah, because again, when I was like really mid 20s, I mean, yeah, there was still a bit more of that, but now it's like, hey, I mean, it's like 11 a.m. now. Should we like do this?
Yeah,
We've already eaten breakfast.
I guess I do still have a little bit of the like I don't know, excitement of like finding out like what my parents got me.
Yeah.
And again, and I think it's because like my parents now own their house outright. Like the mortgage is done. My mom went nuts last year. Like I gave her the chillest Christmas list I had probably ever given her. I was like, oh, a couple DVDs, a sweatshirt, some books. Maybe a new record player would be nice. But then both my sister and I got like Apple Watches, AirPods. I was like, Kathy. So I think that definitely had something to do with it.
Hmm. Yeah, quite possibly.
So that's, still kind of exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we're much chiller.
Yeah. Um Okay, so here's the last one, and this was a thing that my sister has also brought up on some occasion. She says that she likes Christmas Eve better than like the actual day.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say that I like. I don't. Hmm, I'm torn. Cause like Christmas Eve, you still have all the anticipation, which like absolutely banger. But also it would get because it's got to go somewhere, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
like what's better in your opinion?
I prefer Christmas Eve because normally the sort of tradition is we just hang out, watch Christmas movies. You often Muppet Christmas Carol, um, while just like eating like spinach dip and my mom's pepperoni ball that she makes every Christmas and drinking Christmas beer.
Love it.
Always Great Lakes Christmas Ale, and it's just nice and we're comfy in our like jammies
Oh,
and just
see the Christmas Eve at my house is slightly more quote unquote formal because like
yeah
we are hosting the event, which I
yeah
do love. Like and I'm sad that I was like a child for when it used to get really banger because like we used to have like 25 people in our house. Like and it used to go till like past midnight.
oh that's yeah no
Like it used to be like the Christmas Eve party at my parents' house used to be all like I mean it still is a whole thing, but it used to be like a big thing.
Yeah, no, ours is very low key.
But I
And
was a
then
child and could not enjoy it, or at
by the
least not
next
in
day
that
there's
way.
like places to be and things to do and so it's less, chill.
Mm. Um, but I do love the like. There's a very nice feeling like right before everyone start like when you are like your house is the one that's hosting the event that like 20 minutes before everyone's like set to arrive and like everything's all laid out and later like like I dress up a little bit. I have like a nice like I have like a sweater on like some nice pants like you know, I do it up a little bit. Everyone does. So like you're in your nice clothes and you're waiting for everybody to arrive and like all the appetizers are like laid out. And there's a lovely anticipation there that I don't get
Yeah.
it any other time.
Again, it's very different the way that we do it, but it is like that anticipation of the next day, but also like we turn off all the lights except like the Christmas tree and like,
What a
and
vibe.
get that lighting, and then you get to watch Muppet Christmas Carol and drink beer and eat food and be cozy. And I'm usually wearing my Christmas vacation hoodie, which is so fuzzy and soft.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, yeah. There's no other day of the year that's like it. But this year, my brother is hosting New Year's Eve at his house, so our typical low key Christmas Eve is not a thing this year.
Oh no.
I will be at my brother's house with their five of their kids because my niece is off in the Air Force, but
Godspeed, bestie.
I don't know who all else they've invited, so I don't know how many people are going to be there.
Well, that'll be interesting.
Because they're doing Christmas on Christmas Eve because the kids have to leave the next day. So it's like full on Christmas on Christmas Eve. They're going to be opening presents and stuff.
Oh girl, I expect live updates.
I'll send you pictures of Norman, the chubby orange man.
Yay.
Silly Norm. He'll be getting in everything.
Absolutely love it. Um, yeah, I gotta say the anticipation of Christmas Eve, unlike anything else, especially like
Yeah.
the like hosting the event anticipation.
Yeah.
It's
I just find
wonderful.
Christmas Day almost a little bit depressing is too strong a word.
Depressing is too strong a word, but when it's like 8 p.m. and you're just like, fuck.
But it's like you've had months of like decorating and Christmas shopping and planning and watching Christmas movies, and then it just hits a wall and that's it. It's over. It's done.
Yeah,
And the
there's
rest of your day just feels kind of empty after a certain point.
that is precisely like I honestly like even like once the whole like presents thing is over, I gotta say like we don't call it Boxing Day in the United States. We just call it December 26th. But like Boxing Day is almost more of a vibe than like the rest of Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And like I can't. necessarily like I don't know if I could eloquently explain why, but it just is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, Christmas Day, especially because like once you've opened the presents and stuff, I feel like a lot of the time is just kind of like sitting around, like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah,
I
and then
mean,
my
going to
sister.
so and so's house at this time, but
No, and then my sister last year she decided to make it a whole thing of like acting superior to everybody because she like didn't unwrap her last present until like 8 p.m. I don't know why.
yeah, I don't know.
It's a really good thing my sister doesn't listen to this podcast.
That's so true.
Sorry, Claire.
I remember when I was younger, like especially middle school, high school, like the major thing I would always ask for was CDs. And
Fun.
so like the late morning, early afternoon of Christmas was like the time when I would take all my CDs upstairs and unwrap them all and then just sit there and listen to them. And I just loved like
Nice.
a few hours in there of pure bliss listening to my CDs.
Oh, I love that for you.
Because again, pre-streaming, so this was the only way you could actually listen to these artists was by buying their CDs.
Absolutely. There is a nice moment where you're like, especially if you got like some, because like there have been a couple times where I've gotten like nice new like comfy clothes. Like I'll get
Mm-hmm.
like a cozy sweater and I'll be like, ooh, let me go put this on right now.
Yeah, I like to
That's a good
watch things.
feeling. Hmm?
I like to wash things before I wear them.
Oh, whatever, man.
I'm My parents don't listen to this either. I'm already aware that I'm getting a clothing type item for Christmas that I will probably make an exception for because it is a blanket hoodie that like almost touches the ground and it has sloths on it.
Oh, that's delightful.
Because I put it on my Amazon wish list. And unfortunately, Amazon tells you when people have bought things from your wish list. If you try to click on it,
I swear there's a way you can turn that off.
I think it does it like it's warning you so that you don't like buy it for yourself.
Interesting.
Yeah, but
Noted.
that I'll make an exception for.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it on my PJs and be cozy.
Yeah, no, I would do that. And again, I don't really care all that much. Maybe I should, but I'm not gonna ask why I'm not neurotic about some things that maybe I should be. I already have so many things. Like I don't need to be adding neuroses.
I don't like to put partially because sometimes to me they smell like chemicals, but also I don't know what the chemicals on them are, and my skin sometimes has bad reactions to things.
Okay, see, that's not really a
I
problem
don't
for me.
understand it. Yeah, in
But yeah.
very rare circumstances will I put on something without washing it first.
Oh, and this Friday is the Christmas party where I work,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna wear the Christmas sweater that's so ugly that my mom gets mad at me for wearing it,
Nice.
and I'm really excited for everybody to see that. I'm really looking forward to that.
Our faculty and staff Christmas party was yesterday, but I wasn't driving to campus just for that.
Big
It
sad.
was super cool. I think it was like 4 years ago. They had like a yep, nope. Come on, brain. It was essentially like make your own sugar cookie bar where they had like just round cookies that were sugar cookies that were plain and they had different colors of icing and like different kinds of sprinkles and stuff.
Oh, that's delightful.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that was the only word I thought there was a word I wasn't thinking of. It's just the word bar, right?
I would assume, yeah, yeah, or like station.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I was actually forgetting something there. I think I was forgetting that I was actually thinking of the thing
Cool.
I meant to think of. That made sense. I swear it did.
We're doing great.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then I drove all the way in the next year because I was like, man, I hope they have that cookie bar again because I ate like two of them.
As one should. As is your God given right.
They did.
No.
Yeah. So I bet they had decent food, but still.
I remember when I was a
I,
kid and my dad still had his like corporate office job, they had some banger Christmas, but like it was an event.
Oh yeah, corporate people, they really do it up. I mean, they also get like bonuses and stuff like that.
Uh-huh. My dad and like my dad was talking about this the other night, and I was over there for dinner, and he was like talking about how like the part like the company declined and stuff, and the Christmas party started getting really sucky. But like when I was like I only have vague memories of this, but like I was in like tights and like little black Mary Janes and like dress it like I was dressed up for my father's office, like it was an event.
I always wanted to go to a Christmas party like that. I never went to a fancy. Well, that's not true. I've gone to like Christmas cocktail parties and stuff where we had dressed.
Oh, that does sound. See, I have never had that experience as like a fully cognizant adult, and I gotta say, I really would like to.
Yeah, I had a friend in grad school who liked to do a Christmas cocktail party, um, and she like actually would have three different like Christmas themed cocktails you could pick from, and she like had the ingredients, and then like people would bring like different cookies and stuff to snack on, and we were like, look at us, we're grown up.
Pop off. Oh,
We
every
technically
year,
are grown
I'm
up.
not invited to this, but every year my mother has, with all of her friends, they have the annual cookie party and tacky gift exchange. And it is always fun to see what she comes back with from that. And her tacky gift this year is one of those clocks that like has like Jesus on it, and he's like looking at the, it's like, Jesus Christ, would you look at the time?
Does it actually say that on there?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, that would be amazing.
But she thinks she's a very strong contender to win this year. And I suppose in the next episode I can update people.
Yeah.
Let everyone
Nice.
know. But yeah. Yeah, I really would like to go to like a fancy Christmas party. At least a couple. There is something nice about getting dressed up. As much as by the end of the night you're very glad to like peel off your formal wear,
Yeah.
there's a sweet spot for quite a while after you get ready when you arrive and you're like, look at me.
Yeah.
You just feel very fancy and put together and adult.
Yeah. I think I've told you about the hotel New Year's parties that I've been to, where it's like a fancy party and it's like a package you pay for where you get into the party and you get a hotel room. That way you just party and then walk up to your room. And then there's like open bar and like food stations and I mean there's a real mix of like levels of dress because there are people that show up in like cut off jean shorts all the way up to people wearing like formal wear. It's a real wide spectrum. But I have this cute little dress with like sequins and stuff on it.
Yeah.
It's very seasonal.
Oh my god, I love
that I've worn every time I've gone because there's no other occasion to wear it.
Of course.
And like cute little heels and stuff, which I would always eventually take off. But
Oh my god, I love that. Wait, this is a fit I want to see someday.
I have the dress right here in this closet.
Oh my god, I love that for you. Yeah, no, just in general, every now and again, an excuse to get dressed up is really fun.
Actually, it just occurs to me these are from one of those parties.
Oh my god,
They have
adorable.
photo things. So I'm wearing the dress. You can't really see it in that picture, but yeah.
Unfortunate. But hey,
It's like, hey, they're right next to me on the bookshelf.
absolutely love it. Yeah, no. That is a thing I would like to do. Just go to like a really fancy Christmas party or like New Year's party, something. I don't know.
It's real fun.
It sounds fun.
Especially you can drink as much as you want and it doesn't matter because you just hop on the elevator. You know?
I feel like that's the equivalent, like that's the normal people equivalent of like staying at the hotel that's hosting the convention.
No, it's nice and they give you champagne at midnight.
Delightful.
I don't know if they do it anymore. The pandemic killed so many things.
It really did. And we're not even like keeping most of the fun stuff from it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just taking all the good things.
Yeah, it ruined a lot of stuff. No more 24-hour Wegmans. I know that's a silly little thing, but...
Yeah, I know.
You know, I was just yesterday lamenting, I miss the hot bar at Wegmans. I miss being able to get a container
Just put some
and pick a
soup
bunch
in
of
it.
random things. Because, like, oh, I just want to try a little bit of this thing and that thing and that thing, you know? Can't do that anymore.
Tragic.
Let me get hot food by the pound.
At least New York State is keeping to-go cocktails.
Mm.
Hell yeah.
It's It's a bit of a small consolation prize, but I'll take it.
I mean, at least it exists.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather have the hot bar at Wegmans back.
That is honestly so valid of you. Rip to the hot bar at Wegmans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like just yesterday, I was feeling so sad about it because I was at the Wegmans. And, like, at first I was like, maybe it's just temporary, but they, like, actually built a whole thing on top of where the hot bar used to be.
Oh, so it's definitely permanent. Ouch.
Yeah, it's like, well, there goes that dream.
Big rip. Oh, well.
I miss it. That was one of my great joys in life, getting myself a little treat.
I would die without one little treat per week.
Yeah. I'd like to go, I would get, like, mozzarella sticks.
Nice.
Couple boneless wings, just like a little hodgepodge.
I love that. All right, well, seeing as we're getting very off topic,
I'm just like,
now we're just talking about the Wegmans we are just reminiscing about the Wegmans hot bar, which I haven't even experienced all that much because I only ever was shopping at Wegmans for 4 years while I was in college. So anyway,
our topic of little treats.
Yes, our topic of little treats. Absolutely whack that we are closing out the year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think we are recording one more episode after this, and that's going to be the last episode that premieres in 2023, which is kind of nuts. But hey, yeah, look at us. We made it.
I think it's easy to forget about New Year's because you're so focused on Christmas that all of a sudden you're like, oh, right, yeah, New Year's too.
There's a fun place in between Christmas and New Year's where no one knows what day it is and you've been eating nothing but cheese.
Or cookies.
Yeah.
Just lots of Christmas cookies. Gotta finish them. They're gonna go bad.
No, yeah, I mean, you're completely right. But, yeah, that's just a nuts thing to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, almost 2023. We're really living in the future.
Jesus.
It always, like, gets to me when we are talking about, like, the new incoming class of students because they always refer to them by their graduation year.
Oh, that sounds really uncomfortable. I don't like that.
Yeah. So they're already talking about the applicants for the class of 2027.
Disgusting.
Yeah. So weird. I'm like, wait, it's still 2022, but those are the people that'll be starting next fall, and so they're applying right now. And
I hate everything about that. Wow.
Yeah.
So let's not think about that. Let's think about the holidays that are coming up. That will be literally right around the corner by the time that this is released to the general public. Although I think no, Hanukkah will not be over. Hanukkah will be in full swing by the time this is released. Hanukkah starts
on the 18th.
4 days. So
today, as of the release of this, it will have started 5 days before.
So, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Diwali, whatever you celebrate, have a great one, and we'll be closing out the year with you. We appreciate each and every single one of you for listening to us, for hanging out with us. Thank you for fighting with us, and we will be back again next week. Adios, everybody. This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Dr. Sarah Brookes. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Follow us on Twitter at BridgetKelly98 and at AndSarahSaid. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch and Facebook, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature, or consider donating to our Patreon for early access to episodes and fun bonus content. Thanks for listening!